Hey Adorners, as the seasons change, so will the shade of your skin. Even if it's just ever so slightly, you want to make sure that you're still wearing a foundation that correctly color matches your skin. If you're wearing a foundation that's too light, it can be quite aging and it can draw attention to large pores, fine lines, dry skin, and it can really make the skin look quite cakey. Now, if you go for a color that's too dark, it could also, of course, make the skin look muddy or even a dirty color. So you really want to make sure that the color that you're wearing is right. Now, if you've got a product that you're wearing at the moment, whether it's our liquid, loose, or cream, or even the compact, and you feel like you're a little bit lighter now, maybe what you want to do is grab a couple of our samples, jump on the color matching service again online. So log in, pop a photo on in really good lighting. Make sure the light's in front of you, not behind you. If the light's behind you, it will make you look washed out, and it's really hard for us to determine your color. Make sure we can see your chest, and then we'll give you some ideas around what samples that you may like to try. If you're an existing customer and of course you've already been using the products, let us know that you're just wanting a color match for the season change so that we select a couple of the shades for you. Grab a couple of samples, and then what I suggest you do is grab a little bit out of your current foundation and mix it with a little bit of the sample if you've got the loose products. So a little bit of the loose in your current pot and then a little bit out of your sample, and just mix the two together and see if that's a really nice blend. The other option you might have is put the color on that you're comfortable with, even if it's a little bit dark for you at the moment. Then get a sample of something that's a little bit lighter and go over the top of it lightly. Does that help tone it down and give you a slightly lighter finish? If so, then maybe blending a little bit of your sample into your existing pot may change the color just enough to tone your color down. You still need to make sure that you're selecting the right color, so a yellow or a pink base or more of a neutral, so make sure you get the right shade, but you're just trying to bring the color down. Or you might go for a totally different shade altogether, save your current pot for the warmer months. Of course, it's not going to go off, especially if it's a loose mineral, and then use your newer lighter shade for the lighter months. Most times I find people are definitely two foundation colors during the year. You might find that you use a combination of the two of them in the middle of the year. And the liquids, for example, you just need to put a pump of each if you're somewhere in between. So you might just want to use the darker one in the darker, obviously in the warmer months, the lighter one in the cooler months, and then you might do a pump of each when you're somewhere in between. So there's some little ideas that you might like to try. The other one that you could also try is using one of the compacts. So stick with the color that you're using at the moment and maybe select a compact foundation that's a little bit lighter than what you're wearing, and then all you need to do is just lightly dust that over the top of your foundation application, and it will just tone the color down a little bit. The same goes if you're trying to warm up your foundation. If you're a little bit darker, you've been on holidays, or maybe you're just in a different season, then you can of course warm your foundation with a darker foundation color just around the peaks of the cheeks, the top of your forehead area. You could use a bronzer, you could use one of our contour products. So stick with your foundation, but you could warm it up with those areas. And of course, you can grab samples of not just the loose, but the cream and the liquids also. So there you go. Grab yourself some samples, have a play with some new shades. Don't stick with the same foundation color all year. It really can be quite aging on the skin. Use the color matching service. There are real people there to assist you with what colors would best suit you. And please make sure it's clear lighting and that we can see your chest.